Hey folks, okay, it's time for another Bob Dylan live album. And of course, I'm going to go back to 1976. Now, I did do Before the Flood, that was a really good live album, with the band. That was great. That was really, really special. Although, I do gotta admit, some of that cheesy synthesizer, stuff that was used on that particular live album, that was. Well, but still fantastic, and the audience was just eating up that whole performance. But this was a special time right here, though, during late 1975 into early 1976. Bob Dylan's Rolling Thunder review. Now, I have talked about the bootleg from 2002. The 1975 Rolling Thunder. I have not mentioned about. Which I'm open to actually review sometime here. The actual Rolling Thunder documentary thing, or I think I've heard a lot of different things about it. Some say, oh, it's kind of good, and some kind of they kind of think that they're just kind of being full of crap. Some of the people that they had. People to interview, or at least the people that experienced the Rolling Thunder, were kind of like, just lying about how it was or whatever. So, I mean, it's kind of mixed, but, I mean, it was done by what? Martin Scorsese, I believe, right? Yeah. But, I'm guessing some people just didn't find it that, they didn't just thought, oh, okay, that's quite interesting, but I don't know. Some folks really can't really stand that movie and can't stand him in general, Martin Scorsese. But yeah, he's a really good damn director. I don't know. Some people give him crap, but there was also the 2019 that during the time of that movie was also when they released that big box set of all the live performances of that Rolling Thunder review. So we go into 1976, so that whole heyday of the early, Rolling Thunder leg, then going into the second leg, which kind of is, Desire, and this album right here, Hard Rain. Now, of course, Hard Rain was taken by, he used that title for the song that he did back in 63, the Freewheelin' album, with Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And, now, there were two venues that he was in, two different shows in May of '76. And there was also a TV broadcast that they actually were thinking of actually putting live on TV, but got canceled due to the low, I guess, ratings or whatever. Like, not a lot of people were watching, didn't care too much about it. That was May the 16th, and May 17th, between May 17th and May 23rd, Dylan was doing two shows or whatever. One in Fort Collins, Colorado, and then there was one in Fort Worth, Texas. But there was also, however, in April, a month before those shows, was over in Biffle Hotel in Clearwater, Florida, where they originally were supposed to actually do that TV broadcasting. And you can they actually have the full show on YouTube. It's like almost over 50 minutes. And it was in Clearwater, Florida. And it's actually really wacky in a way, because that whole Rolling Thunder was so like gypsy-like. So I don't know what just very, very mid-70s, So he was definitely in the height of Desire. That was like, number one? That was a number one album. And here we are, September the 13th, 76, when Hard Rain came out. Now, Don DeVito, he produced, I believe he produced Desire, I believe, right? Or, no, he did do Hard Rain here. Plus, he also did the Street Legal album, and he also did that Dylan live album, I believe. Or the Live at Budokan or whatever. Yeah, so I actually really enjoyed like these different shows here. He got some amazing. Bob Dylan. He had some of the greatest, freaking amazing musicians during this whole Rolling Thunder thing. You know what I mean? People like T-Bone Burnett. I mean, he was like he was already just becoming an established producer, and of course, arranger and studio guitarist and stuff. David Mansfield, I believe I'm pretty sure he was on Blood on the Tracks, if not maybe Desire. Scarlett Rivera, I mean, she was on Desire. Mick Ronson, playing that amazing, damn great frickin' rockin' guitar on Maggie's Farm. Frickin' great. Rob Stoner, Joan Baez. Just great stuff. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And the photo cover was done by Ken Reagan, so whoever that is. So yeah, and of course it starts off right out of the bat. I mean, Bob Dylan's like, no, let's go ahead and just bail this out here. Let me go ahead and just do Maggie's Farm. I ain't gonna work on Maggie's Farm no more. And then when he rips into those first couple of lines, he's just like, so energetic. He's just absolutely just bringing all of his, you know what I mean, just all of his thoughts and his emotions and his charisma into Maggie's Farm. He's like, man, damn it, man, I don't want to be here. I'm not meant to do this. I'm meant to be a creative person here. I don't want to do all this labor crap, I'm just, he's so angry, so, you could tell he's just absolutely just kicking in, man. And Mick Ronson, like I said, on that damn freaking guitar, freaking great stuff. And I like One Too Many Mornings. He goes right in, he kicks in right in with Too Many Mornings. He talks about the dogs barking and stuff, and just, oh my goodness. Barrel rolls on that song, and then he kicks it in again. Blonde on Blonde. There's a Blonde on Blonde song, Stuck Inside a Mobile with the Memphis Blues again. The way he says that, the way he like delivers that, it's just like, damn, man, just like, I don't know what the hell he was on, but man, he was like, I do not give a shit. Just like, damn, it's just absolutely fantastic. And of course he does Oh Sister, the latest album that he had out during that time. Great song, absolutely great. Then Lay Lady Lay, which I think here he kind of changes up some of the lyrics, some of the verses and stuff. I don't know, it's still fun. I mean, that's probably one of the downfalls of some people that like Dylan and say, well, I don't like when he changes things and he has to mix, he has to come up with, it seems like he's just it just seems like it's coming out of his ass. Like, but Dylan is just Dylan, man. He just goes out there and you never know what to expect when it comes to stuff that he does live. And of course, those two last songs before switching over the record, if he had the record, was the Fort Collins concert performance. And so we got side 2, the first 2 songs on that side, is 2 great Blood on the Tracks from Fort Worth, Texas, and A Shelter from the Storm. Damn, he just absolutely I love that. I love that version. I also love You're a Big Girl Now. And he's saying, man, you're standing out in that pouring rain, you're standing out there, but yeah, you're a big girl now. You're a big girl now all the way. God, I just love that. And I love I Threw It All Away. Damn, that's a great song. Does 2 songs on Nashville Skyline. And of course, the ultimate ending, Idiot Wind. Babes were idiots, right? absolutely fantastic. You know, like I said, I don't want to take too long here on this, but I think Hard Rain is actually really good. It's actually a really great live album. I mean, I think I was like looking up reviews, and some people say, "Oh, Dylan's just, you know, he's just absolutely just tired, doesn't care. He likes to just make up crap or whatever when he's on stage." But you know what? He's not. He's definitely not those things. He's definitely not what people are saying there in those reviews. Dylan's kicking butt here, and Dylan's just absolutely just giving every little inch of everything on those songs. And just you know, what can I say? Hard Rain, great stuff. Like this live album, it's really great, you know. So I'm going to be talking about Budokan. Now I think Budokan's that live album is kind of you know, kind of okay. But Hard Rain, I love it. It's great. You know, got that era, you know, where he's, you know, that whole Rolling Thunder stuff, you know, great stuff. Okay, folks, take care. Bye-bye.